Hi, I'm Don from DonDronesOn. Recently, Transport Canada issued new procedures for advanced drone pilots performing operations near airports and heliports. Let's check them out. On October the 8th, 2020, Transport Canada published a regular revision to the Aeronautical Information Manual, or AIM, including a number of updates in the chapter dedicated to drones, or RPAS as they like to call them. In an earlier video, I talked about some new guidelines for sub-250 gram drones that they discussed. And today, I'll focus on another major change, a new procedure for operating in the vicinity of airports, heliports, or water aerodromes. Let's start by understanding the new procedure, then discuss some pretty serious issues I have with it. This new procedure is in a new section of the AIM, 3.4.5, operations at or in the vicinity of an airport, heliport, or water aerodrome, established procedure. That's what it's called. It says the following. RPAS pilots are required by CAR 901.73 to conduct their operations in accordance with the established access procedures. The official TC access procedures are currently stated below. Please also refer to the drone site selection tool. Pilots must make every reasonable attempt to contact the airport, heliport, or water aerodrome operator to fly within the zones indicated by the orange shaded shapes on the drone site selection tool. If unable to establish communications with air traffic through the airport operator, the advanced drone operator is required to establish communications with and avoid other aircraft using standard radio and visual procedures. They then give a further layer of detail on this procedure. But in a nutshell, it says three things. Number one, contact the airport, heliport, or water aerodrome if it's within the orange shaded shape on the drone site selection tool. Two, if you do contact them, you must, quote, comply with the airport operator's guidance, schedule, and other requests. Three, if you cannot contact the operator of the aerodrome, then you must initiate radio communications on the appropriate frequency via VHF radio, alerting air traffic to your drone operations location, altitude, intention, and duration. So first of all, this is great. We finally have a formally documented, established procedure. Regulation 901.73 stated that for advanced operations within 3 nautical miles of airports and 1 nautical mile of a heliport, we must follow those aerodromes' established procedures. And now we actually have some. This is great. And it's particularly good that in the event that we cannot contact the aerodrome, or if the aerodrome doesn't have its own established procedures, we now have something to go by. But I have 8 big concerns with this new procedure. So I contacted senior officials at Transport Canada and NAV Canada on October the 13th to ask for clarification. They responded a few days later, October 16th, indicating that they may need up to 2 weeks until October the 30th to respond or even to discuss it with me. When they do get back to me, I'll be sure to share it with you. In the meantime, here are my 8 concerns. Number 1, the procedure refers to airports, heliports, and water aerodromes. Well, airports and heliports, no problem. These are well-defined, they are certified aerodromes. And they're the only ones, by the way, that are mentioned in 901.73. Water aerodromes, on the other hand, it's a very vague term on its own, the way they did it. It could refer to certified water aerodromes, of which there's a handful in Canada, or registered water aerodromes, or frankly, it could mean any place a seaplane can land or take off. Now, I assume they mean only certified water aerodromes, but why didn't they simply add the word certified in front of water aerodromes? That would have completely cleared up the ambiguity. Concern number 2. They refer to 901.73 as requiring the pilot to, quote, conduct their operations in accordance with the established access procedures. No, that's not what it says. 901.73 refers to established procedures, not established access procedures. What's the implication of adding this new bit of terminology into the AIM? I don't understand, and it's very strange. Concern number 3, and this is a big one. They refer to the orange shaded shapes on the drone site selection tool as the only way to figure out where this procedure applies. What? How can they do that? On the Transport Canada drone safety page, the drone site selection tool is casually referenced as a tool, quote, for your convenience only. And yet, it is the only place where the orange shaded shapes are portrayed. They don't correspond to the 3 nautical mile or 1 nautical mile keep out zones that are stated in the regulations. Instead, they surround the runways like sausages. They're not defined anywhere publicly, nor are they documented in any public document. How can an official TC access procedure be based upon undefined shapes on a web page that's declared as, well, for your convenience only? I've asked for the definition of the shapes and for official documentation of their coordinates. Concern number 4. What is meant by every reasonable attempt to contact the airport, heliport, or water aerodrome? 1 call? 2 calls? Leave a message and wait a week? Hey, most airports actually list a fax number in the CFS. If we don't fax them a request, have we failed to try hard enough? Okay, that's probably overboard, but some clarity is required here. What is doing enough? My next beef, number 5, is something that isn't addressed, and yet I have heard several cases of this occurring recently. Here it is. What if you do connect with the airport operator? You properly describe your nice, safe drone operation, and they say no. Do airports or heliports have the right to deny an aircraft, albeit a small one, an operation in their vicinity, assuming, of course, that the proposed operation is reasonable and safe? Isn't NAV Canada the only organization controlling operations in the air? Now, obviously, we hope that a drone pilot operator and an airport operator can amicably agree on a safe and coordinated drone operation. Nobody wants an accident. But what if this agreement doesn't happen? I've asked Transport Canada to define a resolution path for cases where the operator says no to a safe and reasonable request. Concern number 6. Up until this point, both Transport Canada and NAV Canada officials have encouraged drone operators to listen on aviation frequencies, but not to speak up. Now, this procedure is actually saying when you can't get hold of the airport to initiate a blind radio call, or to join an existing radio communications if something's in progress, to basically declare, hey, there's a drone in flight. Do they really want us to clutter radio frequencies just because an operator doesn't answer their phone? Is this the best way? Number 7, back to the drone site selection tool. It appears that on October the 8th, when the new AIM was released, the procedural wording that's displayed by the tool was updated to match this new 3.4.5 procedure. So now if you click on an airport, it shows this new procedure, including the radio part. That's cool, that's good. But here's a curiosity. If a certified airport is inside a Class C, D, or E control zone, the procedural instructions for the airport says that only NAV Canada access procedures should be followed, with no reference to coordinating directly with the airport or heliport. Was this intentional? Will NAV Canada now do the coordination with such airports or heliports on behalf of us drone operators? That's certainly not what their procedure says. I've asked for confirmation. Number 8, lastly, a very concerning contradiction. In the previous version of the AIM, the one that came out in March, there was a section 3.2.25, operations near airports and heliports. Yeah, a very similar title to this new 3.4.5 section. The old section discussed both basic and advanced operations, and it was in this section that defined the original process for advanced operations near airports and heliports, that said that pilots must obtain proper permission from the operator. Permission. Well, guess what? Section 3.2.25 is still in the October 8th version of the AIM, followed by this new and in many ways contradictory 3.4.5. This mistake is significant, and it really should have been caught in the document review process. Well, there you have it. The new procedure for advanced drone pilots for operating near airports, heliports, and well, maybe water aerodromes. And as you can see, I have a lot to discuss with Transport Canada and NAV Canada. I hope to be able to share the results of that discussion with you soon, and I certainly will do so. If you found this video helpful, give me a big thumbs up and drop me a comment down below. If you don't already do so, please subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for notification of future videos. Thanks for watching.